I'm more married than him.
Definitely. Definitely.
So the beautiful part about these, obviously, when you have nice wedding bands, you don't want to lift, the barbell. You don't want to be on the rig. It can scratch up, maybe even lose diamonds. So the beautiful part about these is they're rubber and super flexible, movable. The one thing I will say that I don't like about them, so I actually don't work out in mine anymore, I used to, is they roll. So they'll get like caught and they roll, and that drives me bananas. But I like to wear them when I'm coaching, kind of doing anything outdoors, anything. It's nice to be able to be, show that I'm taken and not ruin my nice wedding bands.
Yeah. Yes, I'm worried about messing mine up, but at the same time, mine's more about safety.
Yeah, that too.
With the work that I did, or still do, as a side hustle and stuff, if my finger gets caught or anything and you have that metal, cause mine's a tungsten ring, so it's a very hard metal. I've seen pictures and stuff of people actually getting degloved where skin will rip off with those hard rings, and so I try not to do anything super active with you.
I'm sorry, there's a long hair. It's driving me crazy.
Stop grooming me for the world to see.
Never.
What's up, fit friends? What?
Nothing. If you're not awake, you are now.
Yeah, right? All right, so today we're going to do a fun one, okay? We're going to talk about Christmas gifts for him and her, or both, unisex, maybe, depending on the gift. That being said, we have decided this year that we're not doing a whole lot of Christmas gifts. We are focusing more on the family aspect of Christmas and the whole reason for us being the birth of Jesus Christ. That being said, I think all of us tend to have a little bit of consumerism in us, and so it's fun sometimes to buy new things and get new nice things. So if you are going to be buying some Christmas gifts, especially for somebody who is kind of in the fitness space, they go to the gym often or do CrossFit or any of the things there, we're going to talk a little bit about those gifts and maybe what you should be looking out for if you yourself are not in that space, or if you just don't really pay attention to what your significant other uses or doesn't use in the gym. So, yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think a lot of the stuff that we have, like I did an off-the-cuff just list of gym things as you're starting in the gym, starting CrossFit, whatever the case may be, of things that we have and that we use, but pretty much all of them we've accumulated over the years.
Yes. Highly do not recommend going out and buying all of this stuff all at once unless you just have that sort of a Christmas budget. For us, we have a very specific budget for Christmas gifts and stuff like that. And we're not going out and maxing out credit cards and stuff just for the sake of buying people things, okay? So, sorry to interrupt.
I think the only thing that I had on the list for that was actually gifted to me was something my mom had a gym bag embroidered for me. I think it says CrossFit Junkie in purple because it's my favorite color. So
that she's had since I've known her.
I know, it's over there.
Yeah. Saber uses it as a bed sometimes. Other than that, it doesn't really get used unless we end up going to like a competition or something like that.
I was going to say, well, we're at the gym every day, so all our stuff just stays in the office.
Right.
We're kind of
but we do have, but that I guess is the first gift since we're on that. A good gym bag to be able to carry, or everyday carry bag. For me, I have a bag that I carry every day to and from home that carries all of my jackets and stuff like that. So if you are not like us and don't have an office at the gym, you could throw, well, if you're coming from work or something at the office, you can throw a change of clothes, a pair of shoes, something like that. So a really good bag. I am kind of a bag junkie. I have a lot of different bags for a lot of different tasks and for different tools. So I have a really nice bag over here for all of my camera equipment and stuff like that. And then I have my gym bag, but I also have my EDC bag. So find you a brand that makes really good stuff. I am a proponent of buying quality stuff. I don't buy specific brands per se, but I'm a very big fan of quality. And so
spends a lot of time researching.
Yeah, so the stuff that I do buy is good stuff.
Mine, I don't know what brand it is. I should have grabbed it to show you guys. It's on the other side of the desk. It's a duffel bag. It has the big opening at the top, and then it also has a separate place for the shoes, because let's be real, shoes can stink up a bag real quick. So that's separate from where, like, you could put clothes.
Yeah, if you want to grab it, you can.
Let's see.
The microphone's with you, so you can still talk if you want. Yeah, it is a really nice bag. Duffel bag is good. A lot of our members will carry a duffel bag. Yeah.
So
Does it have the brand on it?
I don't know, but then see on the end, it has where you can put shoes. Obviously, I don't have anything in there, but it's separate, and it keeps it separate. So again, it's not stinky. It's not stinky. I don't know, I've had it for so long. My mom got it embroidered. I mean, it's just a regular duffel bag. Is there a brand? 31.
31.
31, which is actually going out of business.
Oh.
Yes.
So don't buy that bag. But I guess it was a good brand at the time.
Yeah.
I have an Under Armour backpack that I use as my gym bag that I've had for years, and it carries all of my equipment, especially if we're traveling to go to like to a competition or something like that. I'll throw all my stuff in there, and snacks and shoes and all that, especially when I would change shoes for lifting or whatever, or running, which I don't do that anymore. I just have a pair of shoes that I always wear to train in. Well,
on that note, the next one would be shoes.
That's a very big one.
Yeah.
I think finding the right shoes. And that being said, I'm also going to put some links for some of the stuff that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it may be affiliate links if they're all still active. I'm going to try to get my Amazon affiliate too. So if you guys do buy anything from the links, it may actually help us out potentially. So yeah, but shoes. We both train in LEMS. I actually have them here.
I'm wearing mine.
Yep, she's wearing hers. And I have...
I'm sure that's a great shot of the bottom of my shoe.
I have LEMS slip-ons, kind of like Hey Dudes.
Here's the thing, though. Before we even get into brand of shoes, okay, what we see the most when we start, like people starting CrossFit, myself included, is that most people come in wearing running shoes. Great for running, great for that, like cross training, but the squishiness of them is not great for lifting, right? So when we're talking about shoes specifically for being in the gym, CrossFit, lifting, stuff like that, you want something with more of that flat base. A lot of people will do, is it Vans?
Vans or Chuck Taylors.
The Chuck Taylor, that's the one I was thinking of.
Shoes.
Just because they're flat, but as you're getting into stuff like rope climbs, stuff like that, there are shoes specifically made that have like the grip for the rope climbs. So I know it can be a lot, right?
It's a rabbit hole to go down,
really is.
For sure. There's a lot of different brands, and a lot of people have a lot of different opinions and brands and stuff that they work with, don't work with, that they enjoy. Like a lot of our members have Nikes. I personally don't buy Nike.
Noble's a big one.
Noble's a big one.
Reebok.
I started out with Reeboks, but my feet don't work well with the newer Reeboks. So
they got narrower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird.
So that very pointy toe,
Yeah.
and how it kind of arches in toward that toe.
You've
doesn't
actually
work
done a video on
Yeah.
different shoes too.
So I'll see
there
if I
is a
can't
video
link
out there.
that.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can't link that in the description too. So if you are interested in different shoes, I've tried out LEMS, Reeboks, Nobles, all of them, and I kind of compare them in that video. So if you want to check that out, should be in the link. But that being said, LEMS, pretty much what we buy now. Very flat. It's a 0 drop shoe. So from the heel to the toe, there's no incline or anything like that. Because when you're lifting, specifically weightlifting and stuff like that, you don't want to be in the ball of your feet. You want to be more in the middle or towards your heel as you're lifting, because that's where most of your power is generated. And it creates a good base for like squatting and all that sort of stuff. So having these, and then they're also a very wide toe box, so that allows for your toes to actually splay, and it's better for balance and actually the overall health of your feet. When your toes are like this, you don't get as much balance, and it actually can create issues in the foot. So the muscles are meant to be able to kind of splay out so that you can grip and balance as you're leaning and jumping and running and all that sort of stuff. So it's very light. They're hard enough, but yet still kind of flexible. And then the bottoms here are just very grippy rubber. They're not specifically made for rope climbs or anything like that, but you can see, kind of right there in the bottom, I've done rope climbs and it's grippy enough, just not made specifically for it. Yeah.
I mean, we've both running them, lifting them, box jump.
Yeah, I've run
jump rope,
miles, 200s. I've done sprints. I've done high jumps. I've done lots of jump rope, all that sort of stuff, box jumps, everything. The only kind of negative that I have about these shoes specifically, and it's not really relevant to me much right now because I haven't been doing them, but handstand push-ups, because it is so grippy.
Oh, I don't have an issue.
Really?
No.
For me, the rubber does not slide as well as some of the other shoes. So occasionally I'll go and I won't time it correctly in a handstand push-up, and like the heel will hit the wall, and because it's so grippy, it kind of throws me out off of the wall. So that's the only kind of con.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only real con that I have when it comes to these shoes. Otherwise, I love them. I work in them every day. Here in the gym, again, I have these slide-on, which are like a canvas, so they're super light. Still 0 drop, still very wide toe box for me. And they look good too when we do go out and stuff like that, and they're just super comfortable. So it feels like the arch to my heel of my foot is getting a hug while my toes are nice and free. So that's how I describe it. And then they also make boots and like dress up shoes and all that sort of stuff. So I will definitely have a link for them in the description for those. So I can't say enough good things about the LEMS. I love the LEMS. I'm like, I should be a salesperson for them. They should pay me.
Socks, going with shoes.
Socks? Socks are good ones.
Not necessarily that it's so important that you have a specific sock, but I think when you and I both switched to stance socks, we were like, oh, these are nice. And they're, the best part is they're labeled right and left.
Most of them,
Most of them are. Or they have like the little...
Yeah, there's a little circle on them.
We're both wearing...
Yeah, I'm not taking my socks off.
I'm not taking my sock off. I was just going to show my foot. Pow. And it's gold sparkly on my green. See the little R? My little baby feet. Ooh.
She does have little baby feet.
It's stinky.
So,
why does our baby stinky?
stance socks are good. I'm looking into other socks because I actually need socks now. I actually just learned Darn Tough
Thank you.
is a brand, and they have different types of socks, performance socks, hunting socks, all that sort of stuff. They're big in the military, and they have different blends of wool and stuff like that, but they actually have a lifetime warranty on their socks, which I just learned of recently, which I'm pretty excited to maybe pick up a pair. But none of this stuff is cheap socks. Like,
Yeah, they're not.
they're
Yeah.
like $15 or $20 for a pair, and you can go to like Sam's and get like 10 pairs of Reebok socks or something for like $10-15.
Yeah. I think I
So-
just got Reebok sock or Under Armour sock. Reeboks?
So, I don't know, something like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can go definitely pick up cheaper socks,
And the
but
Reebok ones are nice. Too.
with
I think
these
it's
these
Reebok.
socks specifically, like because they're right and left, they have support kind of around the arch of your feet a little bit more than just like your regular sock.
They have really pretty designs too.
Yeah, and they're fun. They're fun, right? I know for me, when I wear like my regular, Reebok black or whatever socks, a lot of times the sock will kind of pull off my heel and stuff like that. So unless I'm
Bunch
just doing a
weird.
lot of, they bunch weird and move around more, whereas my stance socks don't really do that. And they have like a tab that goes up the heel that kind of gives you a little bit of extra protection. So if you are doing like hiking or something like that, you're not getting hot spots or anything on your heels, because that's the worst if you're working out, if you're doing like a really long workout, or sand, or like carrying sandbags or hiking, and you're getting blisters and stuff like that. It's not any fun. So
Not super important. Most people have socks and shoes, right? You can start CrossFit in anything, but I think as people get into it, they just realize that they need that flat surface more so than the squishiness.
Right. And I think that's an adventure in and of itself.
Yeah.
So finding the right shoes and stuff that work for you. The socks could be just a good stocking stuffer too.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've gotten.
We got them as a white elephant gift one year, and then I stole them back because I wanted them.
Right.
Whoops. Not sorry.
Let's see. I'm looking over here. I've got a whole.
Yeah, I have a list.
Stuff.
We have stuff.
Yeah. So.
List.
Rings.
Qualo.
Yeah.
Kalo.
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 Q-A-L-O. Kalo.
I double stack mine.
Yeah.
Because I'm more married than him.
Definitely. Definitely.
So the beautiful part about these, obviously, when you have nice wedding bands, you don't want to lift, the barbell. You don't want to be on the rig. It can scratch up, maybe even lose diamonds. So the beautiful part about these is they're rubber and super flexible, movable. The one thing I will say that I don't like about them, so I actually don't work out in mine anymore, I used to, is they roll. So they'll get like caught and they roll, and that drives me bananas. But I like to wear them when I'm coaching, kind of doing anything outdoors, anything. It's nice to be able to be, show that I'm taken and not ruin my nice wedding bands.
Yeah. Yes, I'm worried about messing mine up, but at the same time, mine's more about safety.
Yeah, that too.
With the work that I did, or still do, as a side hustle and stuff, if my finger gets caught on anything and you have that metal, because mine's a tungsten ring, so it's a very hard metal. I've seen pictures and stuff of people actually getting degloved, where skin will rip off with those hard rings, and so I try not to do anything super active with. Will you?
I'm sorry. There's a long hair. It's driving me crazy.
Stop grooming me for the world to see.
Never.
So yeah, like I'm more worried about safety, and there's a lot of stuff that I do where I am working with tools and stuff like that. I try to be a handyman, and that's just kind of part of my philosophy. I want to be able to do the things with tools and stuff like that. I don't have to call other people. Like, I want to try and handle it myself. That being said, I will, if I feel like I'm out of my scope of what I'm.
You say that being said a lot. I'm pretty sure that's the fourth time you said it.
What?
That being said.
Oh, well, maybe that's my filler word.
That's your like.
Okay. I will call professional if it's something that I just don't feel super comfortable doing. So like electrical stuff, I don't do electrical stuff, but I will, try and do other stuff. So
No plumbing either.
That's one.
That is one. I like it. This is a
And
good
these
one.
are super cheap
Yeah.
too. Like you can buy.
We have like a pack of 10 for him
yeah.
because he loses them all the time.
I don't lose them all the time. They break. I've never lost. I've lost maybe one. No, I don't lose stuff. And I don't. I'm very systematic about where everything goes. So, but they can. I've lost one, and that's why we bought the pack of like 10, and then they get loose over time.
They
But
do get loose over time.
I looked down and I was like, my ring's gone, so it must have come off while I was doing something. Anyways, so there's that.
Ladies, let's talk bras. You definitely want good sports bras for your ladies. I am not super well endowed, but I can tell you with jumping, running, anything like that, you want something tighter that's going to be supportive. Something that's you're not spilling out the top of, that you have to constantly like yank up. I have some from Noble that I like. Is it not Born Primitive?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the ones that I have?
That was the
purple
first
ones
ones.
and
The red, white, and blue one.
Yeah, so I have
Born
Noble
Primitive.
ones I like, Born Primitive ones I like, Savvy, a company that I used to work with.
Is that even still around?
I think so. I'm wearing one of them now.
Okay.
But then I have just some from Amazon, like Reebok ones, no-name ones that I like. I don't necessarily work out in, but I'll wear them to like coach. They're my coaching bras. So I'll have some that I work out in, some that I coach in. But you want to make sure it's something right size. I used to be a small, and then I started CrossFit and had to go to a medium because they didn't fit my lats anymore.
And then she got pregnant, and it was not just her lats that would not fit anymore, which was very nice for me, I'm just going to say.
I don't have that problem anymore. But yeah, so just make sure it's something supportive. They make lots of different designs. The back can be like crisscross. I mean, they're
Crisscross applesauce.
Super like nice, but
Yeah.
they're definitely not cheap either. But that could be
So
something
kind
good,
of
guys, to get for your wives.
Guys, you will like it too. Just saying. Just saying. This kind of goes in the same vein as like the quality of bags and stuff that I buy. Right? Like you can buy super cheap bras. I'm assuming. I've never looked, but I'm assuming, right? And then you can buy something.
He's never bought me a bra.
I have not. She hasn't needed them, to be fair. Anyways, but with that, like the material, I'm kind of a gear nerd, and so I look a lot into materials of like shirts and shorts and clothing in general. The material that they're made out is very durable. It's not real cheap spandex or anything like that, so it's going to last you a long time. Like she's had a lot of the same bras for years. I mean, some of the bras she got when we first started dating, because I was working with a company at the time that was all about fitness gear and stuff like that. So I had a discount, so we bought some stuff. But
Make sure they're not see-through.
Make sure they're not see-through.
Not super thin straps.
I mean, husbands, you'll like that, but you won't appreciate that when she's working out and everybody's seeing the goods.
Yeah. Same with leggings. I mean, you want to make sure you have either good leggings or good shorts to work out in that stay put, so you're not having to yank them up all the time or yank them out of places. But that's more for the ladies. I know you guys know what I'm talking about when you do like the mirror check to make sure they're not see-through. But guys, I would just make sure if you're going to go that route that you get your wives or girlfriends or whoever's kind of guidance on it, because I know for me, I'm particular about what I wear and what I like. So it's not always good just to buy off the cuff. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah. And in that vein, guys, like, communicate with your significant other. Like, just make sure that you, like, I don't know about you guys, but we don't put a whole lot of stock into Christmas because we usually just buy what we want to buy.
Yeah.
And we talk about it beforehand. So if you're going to like maybe get a gift, like, hey, I'm looking at, do you need bras? Maybe I'll get you some bras for Christmas. Like, what sort of things do you look for? Like, get that guidance, especially guys, because I have no idea. And I want her to like the things, like it's cool and all for the thought process to go into it. And I know they want to feel special, but it also shows to me that she cares when she's like, hey, why don't you go get the thing that you want to get? Or like, I want to get you this thing for Christmas. Like, what are you looking for? Because then I know I'm going to actually get what I want, not something that, I'm going to have to take back in exchange for the thing that I actually wanted.
Or bring to a white elephant gift exchange.
That, right? Like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be that person. So anything else about that?
I don't think so. I think that you'll find if you join a CrossFit gym or your significant other does, you will very quickly get a lot of whatever CrossFit gym that you go to shirts. Tanks, tees, hoodies. Most gyms are pretty good about the quality of their shirt. I know when
At least we are.
We are, yeah. I know when I started, I wore a lot of wicking shirts because I ran a lot. I was a runner, which are great.
In certain situations.
Right, but I don't think I would like it here.
No, we buy a lot of like tri-blend
Yeah.
sort
That's
of
what
stuff.
most of ours. So they're super
Yeah.
light.
They're part cotton, part like polyester, stuff like that. So it's still kind of, it's not going to be like a straight cotton shirt where you sweat in it, it stays wet all day, and you're just miserable. Like these dry out pretty quick. They're super soft.
I don't think we've had any complaints. People are like, I love these shirts. Where do you get them?
We usually get like a Bella canvas, I think is the, so this is next level.
Okay. Yeah.
But
same
next
thing,
level, Bella canvas. This shirt I've had since 2018. They hold up really well. This is actually the shirt from the competition that me and Whitney met at. What?
I said it is.
It is, yeah. But yeah, still fits well. There's not a whole lot of damage. Some of the stitching maybe has come a little loose or whatever, but
To be fair, it's 6 years old.
yeah, when it's 6 years old, it happens. So if you're paying $25 for a shirt, and it lasts 6 years, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I have to throw any of my clothes away just because they've completely worn out or anything like that. So buy quality stuff, and again, check with your significant other and make sure you're getting something that they're going to actually enjoy and want to wear, not just for the sake of buying stuff, because we don't want to feed into that consumerism. So
I think a lot of the next couple things that we're going to talk about are personal preference.
For sure.
So again, as you're getting into, or your family or significant others getting into working out, a lot of this stuff is not stuff that we started out using necessarily. I think over the years, as we've aged and injuries have happened, there are things that we use. So just kind of throwing them out there so you guys are aware of them. For me, are wrist wraps. There's lots of different types. This is
Chic.
They
make a lot of stuff.
These are both
they actually make belts too, which we'll talk about in a second, but mine's not a Chic.
So they literally go around in Velcro. Usually I wear one on my right wrist. I had an injury probably one of the first 2 years of CrossFit that I did. And it aggravates in certain positions. So I'll wear it to protect my wrist. But also like ring muscle ups, I'll wear both because the rings will rub the inside of my wrists raw.
Yeah.
So sorry, that might have been loud. If there are issues already, these are just great to know about as whoever is coming into, when you're in a front rack position, your wrists are super torqued. When you're in overhead positions, depending on how far your hands are, your wrist is torqued.
Those are two of the big positions,
and like the big ones that I wear.
And like handstand push-ups.
I don't wear it in that.
A lot of people do though. Yeah, a lot of people complain. So overhead position, front rack, and handstand push. The handstand position is kind of the three big ones that people will complain about their wrists hurting.
And they have ones that are thinner that you can wrap around and tie. I've just never been good at those. So I have the foolproof Velcro ones.
Yeah, I have.
I have the child-friendly ones.
So they have thinner ones, but they also have thicker ones of these too. Like the ones that I have,
Yours are super thick.
Mine are super thick. They're like Norse something is the company. Those are more meant for like strongman or like powerlifting, I think. So it's a much thicker, like spandex, and it will absolutely, like, it keeps it in place. So like if I'm going for like a 1 rep max clean where I know, you know, that barbell is going to be coming down into that front rack, I might catch it weird, something like that, I'll throw it on. But I try my best not to use equipment unless I have to.
Same.
So don't use the equipment like a crutch.
Yes.
Okay. Use it when necessary. Yes, but like you want your body to be able to do the things without it, because you're not going to be walking around out in public with a wrist strap most of the time, right? Unless you have some sort of like a debilitating injury where you need to stabilize it or something like that, but then usually you have ace bandages with splints and all that sort of stuff. So, anything else about wrist straps? Cool. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The company Chic that makes her wrist straps also makes belts. And this is a Harbinger. So this is just a cheap belt. I've had this forever. This thing is, I mean, it's got rust around the little spinny thing. The Velcro is really old, and it's got a bunch of fuzzies and stuff in it. Like, it's probably about time to get one, a new one, if I'm gonna get one. But yeah, something, 3-4 inches thick, give you that stability in your core. Again, not using it as a crutch, but something if you're going for like a 1 rep max, something or other, gives you a little bit extra support. Or if you have like a nagging back sort of thing, sometimes we'll be super sore in the low back, so I'll throw this on. Just more of as a reminder that I need to keep my core tight when I'm doing whatever we're doing. Versus not. And these aren't super expensive. This one's probably $40, $30-$40. The wrist straps are not super expensive either. Probably 20 to 40, somewhere in there. So
I've actually never used a belt.
Yeah. If you don't need it, like, you don't need it. I mean, the way that I look at it is like the body kind of has those emergency brakes built in, right?
It'll tell you when to stop. Not everybody, though. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah. But a lot of times, like, your grip will give way and like a super heavy deadlift, stuff like that. Like, your body knows when it can't handle it. So be careful, obviously. But, you can use the belt as a little bit of extra stability, or the wrist straps or whatever. Anything
I've never used that? People ask me all the time, what's a good belt? And I'm like, I honestly have never. I think one time, very early on, I can still remember someone offering to let me use their belt in a back squat, and because I'd never done it, it was like so awkward, and we were already at a heavy weight, and I was just like, no, I'm good. So I've never. Like you, I think my mindset was I want to train my body to its natural limit, not let me throw something on to see if I can go heavier for the sake of going heavier.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know. I don't know if I'll buy a belt, another belt, because of that same thing. But I've had this for and since before we met. So.
Well, I was going to say, there are people who wear it because of back injuries, so I get it. We're not knocking it by any means. Yeah. They are extremely beneficial and useful, but
sometimes that's your body telling you to slow down.
That too.
And you should listen to it.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I wear a knee brace. I tore my ACL and my meniscus, and I'm just always going to have left knee issues.
Yeah, so knee sleeves.
So I wear a knee sleeve basically to keep everything compressed and tight and in line. And that helps. And then a lot of times even that, I will change the movement because it's just bothering me so much, even with the support.
Yeah.
A lot of people will use them when we do lunges. so their knees aren't hitting the ground.
These are actually really good for competition, or if you're doing like yard work and stuff too, because it gives you a little bit of
because they're thicker.
Yeah. So, and these come in varying thicknesses too. This one's a 5 mil.
And various sizes.
Yeah. I've got a 7 mil, and then I think I've got a 3 mil. So they, they have elbow ones too. I have another one that's very similar to this that I think we bought you originally for rope climbs. And then
like
you didn't like it, and so I stole it from her, and I use it all the time for rope climbs to help protect my shins.
I mean,
these are Bear Complex. There's another.
There's just so many different things that you can have for CrossFit. It's not like we have people who come in and literally have everything. There are geardos. Yeah. Oh, you have that? Yes, yes, I do.
And these go on a certain way. I mean, you can see like the kind of curvature there. That's supposed to go with like on the outside of your knee, so it helps to give you a little bit of stability there. You put them on upside down and inside out, and then pull them up.
Let me show you what it's all about.
Right. I was singing it in my head, but
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Good follow through.
But yeah, so these are good. And again, if you're, I don't know, in our kind of core values, freedom, family, faith, and fun, if you're training for freedom, these are great. They can go under pants and stuff. So if you're going to any sort of like a training class or anything, or if you're shooting and you need to kneel down on the ground, it could be concrete or grass or whatever, at a range or something like that. Like these are also really good for that.
Yeah.
So there's that. Lacrosse balls.
Well, before we even get there, because I want to do those with the foam rollers and stuff, grips.
Grips.
Yeah. I want to keep. So a lot of times what people will do for pull-ups, when you first start out, I don't know if you can see, but I have very nice CrossFit calluses that have built up over time. If I'm not careful and I don't keep them kind of at bay, they will tear on the pull-up bar. I feel like this bar on our new rig is better on my hands than the old one.
Yeah.
But people will buy grips. Bear Complex has the grips. I mean, other people will just buy.
Gear, there's gymnastics grips.
Yeah, the half gloves grips just to pretty much protect right here on your hands.
Yeah. I've got gloves too.
Yeah, they are not necessary by any means, but it is nice, especially as you're first learning and you get up and people have little, like, I say this in the nicest way possible.
Little baby hands.
Little baby sensitive hands. Because I was there too, so I get it.
Shoot, I'm still there some days. I hop up on the bar and I'm like, this hurts. Like, I don't want to do this.
Especially after like Monday's workout where we did a lot of stuff on the rig. But those are great. They are different sizes, so I think these are extra large.
Yeah.
Nick wears them where he just...
Yeah, these are definitely a personal preference thing. But they go around your wrist. I buy them extra big. And then I also cut these because I've had these for so long. That was before they came out. Now they have fingerless ones that's just a flap. But when I had these, I bought smaller ones, and my thumb actually got caught in the hole one time doing a bar muscle up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever, I'll take it off when I get done. And when I went down into my next one, my thumb actually got tighter in the thing, and it wrapped around. I was like, okay, cool. So I had to like hold myself on top of the bar and like lean over it, pull my thumb out, and do the thing. So now I buy them extra big, and I just flop them over the bar like this. Some people will put their fingers in it. I personally just don't like doing that.
I feel like there are so many different kinds, and it really is a personal preference. Like we went through a lot before we found, like, for me,
I just don't wear them now.
I don't
most
either.
Of the time.
I don't either.
I go bare hand and
a lot. So the first couple that I ordered, I don't even remember. They were super slippery to me on the bar.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's a sensory issue. I like feeling the bar. Like I like knowing that I'm firmly attached to the bar, and this just provides that barrier that doesn't give me that sense of security. I will use them if I'm like super sensitive or have an issue, but I'm generally, I mean, on this new rig I haven't used them at all.
Yeah, I don't use them often. You can see these are super worn.
Yeah.
Most of them, you're supposed to chalk like the inside and the outside.
I
So you
chalk-
chalk this side,
I
you
chalk
chalk
my
your
hands
hand,
too,
you
yeah.
chalk the outside there, and it gets you pretty grippy. But I found, at least with the older rig, that I would tear a lot even with these.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the roughness of like the inside of it sliding on the old bar or what.
What else?
There was that. But a lot of times I'm doing strict pull-up
Yeah.
nowadays, so I don't need them. I'm not doing a lot of kipping and butterfly anymore, just because I want to get actually stronger at pull-ups.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing pull-ups, not a hip motion. So,
Cool.
so I'm wearing gloves a lot. I mean, you can see my hands are
He's got
pretty.
little baby sensitive hands.
Well, ever since
I
COVID,
know. It's been
like,
crazy.
yeah, my hands, they tear
They split and
a
crack.
lot and crack. And so I'm constantly having to moisturize and stuff like that. And so specifically when I'm doing like wall balls or burpees or push-ups, anything where I'm touching the rubber of the ground or like the leather of the wall balls or rubber of the wall balls. And so that will lead to super dry hands for that day, and it leads to cracks, which takes multiple days to generally heal. And so I wear gloves, and these actually helped a lot with rope climbs too, because I would touching the canvas of the rope or the hemp or whatever would do the same thing. And so I got these. These are mechanics gloves. I'm sure you can get these on Amazon. They're like 20 to 40 bucks a pair, probably, depending on what type. These used to have like a rubber kind of grippy material. I don't remember. I probably bought them specifically for this.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, a good pair of gloves if you have any issues like that.
Yeah.
Something that I find that's kind of annoying, honestly, now, is the Velcro tab. I would probably not get these when I buy my next pair. I'll probably just get a slip-on, especially when I'm coaching, because I don't want to be in these the whole time I'm coaching. I'll slide them on and off a lot.
Yeah.
And so can be kind of annoying, and they stretch out. So maybe buy a smaller pair than what you really need if you want that tactile kind of feel, because my hands will slide around a lot, which is why I don't do pull-ups in these.
Got it. We'll talk.
Lacrosse ball?
No.
Clip?
You guys will have a good visual on that one. We'll talk clips, jump rope, and then recovery stuff.
Okay. So.
Deal pickle.
Sure.
Deal pickle pickle.
Clips. I've had these. I think I inherited these. I think these were in the gym somewhere after we bought it, and like I asked the previous owners if they were theirs, and people had been around and nobody claimed them, so I stole them.
The good thing about these is you can get them personalized.
Yep.
You can get like names on it. You can get really whatever you want on it, so they know they're theirs. Yeah. You can get a really Rogue, I know, sells them. Nice
Rogue,
pairs.
I'm sure.
Teresa got hers on Amazon.
Yeah.
And like lime green ones, so you know they're hers.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, you can get a cheaper pair on Amazon. You can go and get a super nice pair on Rogue. Get them personalized, especially if it's a gift.
Yeah.
But it helps you. You have your own set for your barbell. But a lot of times the barbell clips that are used a lot in the gym get looser.
The spring clips, they don't hold very well.
When you drop it, you have to constantly readjust them.
Yeah, you're
not
pulling
that you
the plates
mind that
back
because
in.
you're resting. Let's be real.
Sometimes.
We use it for resting. But sometimes it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good. They'll actually clip on and stay.
Yeah, I mean, you think about like a workout like Grace, where you're doing 30 clean and jerks for time. It's anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
For most people if scaled appropriately. And if you're trying to do that fast and keep that intensity up, and you have to take 15 or 20 seconds to pull the weights back in, readjust it, and then readdress your bar and go from there. Like, it's just super frustrating. So it's definitely a nice to have. And they're easier to take on and off a lot of times than the spring clips, because they hold super tight like that, and then you just pop it, cool, good to go. Slide it off, put the new plates on if you're adjusting weight a lot, stuff like that. So good to go there. Next, we have jump ropes. Jump ropes are a very
Also
personalized thing for sure. They can go off of height and all that sort of stuff. So we work with a company called Mute,
I stepped on my
Mute
shoelace.
Sports. They make these ropes. And so like this is a heavy rope. This is the one that I use all the time.
Using the most.
Yeah, it says this rope weighs I think 1.5 pounds, but it's got very good bearings, spins well. It's heavy and it's my height.
That's
so
the best part is they personalize
the big
it.
thing. Yeah. So.
And they have they actually have for mine.
Yeah.
They have different sizes for the
Yeah.
rope.
So they can kind of assess where you're at in your double unders.
Black, red, and blue.
Yep. So black is like I'm just beginning. It's a little bit thicker of a rope, so allows it to kind of spin a little bit slower. Whitney's really good at double unders, but she likes the, slightly heavier feel of it.
I like the red rope is too thin.
The red rope for me is just too light. I can't feel where the rope is at.
Yeah. It's supposed to be for like elite, like double unders, which is great, but it's too light for me.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not good enough at them to.
And then the black is for beginners.
Yeah.
But you can personalize your color handles. Of course, I got purple because duh, it's my favorite color. But the cool thing about it is you can order from them, send them your height, kind of let them know where you are in your double under world, and they will personalize it for you. You can get 2 different color handles.
Yeah.
But
Whitney actually got 2 ropes. I think you have a red one over there?
Maybe.
I think she has. I think she still has the cable,
Probably.
so she can switch out the cable if she
Yeah.
ever wants to with the red rope.
Yeah.
With the red cable. Yeah. But that. And then they also do split ropes.
Cool thing about these is if you can't jump, like we've had a lot of people either have had ankle injuries, double knee replacements, they can't jump.
Pregnant.
And
split ropes.
Yeah, and there's 2 different sizes.
Yeah.
And you literally just sit and do the same motion. I won't do it because I don't want to whip you. I mean, I do want to whip you, but not in this setting.
Most of the time. But yeah, these are heavier.
Yeah.
Right. So you have the heavier rope here, slightly lighter there. So like people who have been doing double unders for a long time, but maybe have an injury or something, so they can't or don't want to jump. I'll hand them the super heavy ones if they're just getting started, maybe don't have like the wrist speed or something. I can give them the lighter split ropes there, and that helps them kind of get that motion and that rhythm, and it's you look at it and you're like, there's no way this is a workout. It is a wrist and bicep
and you're like
pump.
and shoulder, like
you are like
it is.
Yeah. So the way that these work, you're actually gripping it because they're too heavy. You can't do like a regular double under where you're just kind of holding 2 fingers. You need to actually grip these, and so your forearm here, your biceps, it's all engaged, and your shoulders, and it is tough. I can only, with this heavy rope here, I can only do like 50 at a time, and that's if I'm feeling good that day, because by the time I hit 50, the pump is real. So when you have a workout that has 100, 200 double unders or something in it, like
or
we had
3 rounds of 90.
Yeah, we had one like last week that was 3 rounds of 90, and it was fast. So you're trying to hang on to it, but I mean I had to do like 45, 20, 20, I think, something like that, or 50, 25, 25, whatever it is, whatever the math is. I'm not doing public math, so yeah, it is tough for sure. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I haven't done double unders in a long time, and we just had our Spooky Classic.
Yeah.
And my timing was a little bit messed up because I hadn't touched the light rope, but they had a round with like 100, or was it 200 double unders? It was 100 double unders. And I tripped through like 30 or 35, and then I went from then to like 95 or 96 unbroken once I got my timing back down, and I felt fine. The only reason I messed up was because I tripped up at like 96 with my feet. But my wrists and my arms felt plenty fine, and my breathing and everything was fine from using the heavy rope for probably the past year or so, pretty much exclusively.
But I have something to say about jump ropes. So yes, Mute Sports, we love them. We will definitely put a link. Love the ropes. When I first started CrossFit, most gyms will have jump ropes, and most of our members come in and use ours.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I bought my first one off of Amazon, and I used it forever. I even stepped on the handle and cracked it. It was just a plastic handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to have the broken one in my right hand because apparently I'm that OCD, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
loved it.
Finally, I talked her into getting a new rope.
Yeah.
So Mute came and did a seminar one Friday at our gym, and they were at every class. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was so sore after that day because I think I did 1,000 double unders that day messing with them. I did so many double unders because I went through every single class seminar with them, and I played with their ropes all day. And I was very sore. But yeah, great. It's a place to start. Yeah, for sure. It's a good tool.
I think those are kind of all the toys, so to speak.
If you had to label them like best first gift to least favorite gift, like which one out of all that stuff, what do you think you would? Shoes, for sure. Because I started CrossFit in running shoes. Yeah. So, and that, I mean, still have my first CrossFit Open wearing my running shoes, doing overhead squats. Yeah. So for sure, like knowing now, like just the flatness of it, not that movability, the squishiness of it. Yeah. Shoes for sure. Yeah. What's up? We're almost done. We're doing a podcast. You want to say hi? No? Okay. He said no. I think I'm on the same page there. Yeah. I think I'd probably recommend shoes. That's the first thing I notice when people walk in is they go to do stuff and they're very just wobbly in their foot from the running shoes. And a lot of people coming in with, UFAs and Ultras.
Ulta is a makeup store.
Okay. Ultra?
I don't know.
Something like that. That's a running shoe. I
don't know. They're running shoes.
They're coming in with a lot of that sort of stuff, and so it's very soft, meant to run miles and miles and miles. And we're not really running miles and miles. I mean, on any given day in a workout, we might be doing a mile or two if there's a lot of running in the workout. Broken into 400 meters. Yeah. True CrossFitter. That's total. Yeah. Yeah. That's like 4 to 6 rounds of 400-meter runs. Like, it's not that bad. And so you don't really need shoes. I was going to say least. Well, you need shoes, but you don't running shoes. Yeah, like running shoes. The least for me would be like the weight belt and like stuff like that, because I don't even have my own set of clips. So we use the same one most of the time. I haven't been touching a barbell, and a lot of times she forgets to even grab them. Yeah. So, but we would occasionally use the same, just clips. Now, what I will say, obviously, I got my first jump rope very early on because I wanted it specifically for me. There's certain heights that you want it to be easier. So the shoes and jump rope was kind of my first thing, first couple things I bought as a CrossFitter. That's what I would say. I would say shoes and jump rope. And honestly, guys, like, I highly, highly recommend the heavy rope. Yeah. If you want to get strong, like, the heavy rope is the way to go. Plus, I don't feel like I get that pounding of double unders, that soreness from tomorrow. Yeah. Anyways, the soreness of the knees and stuff like that after all the jumping of double unders. Speaking of soreness of knees, let's talk recovery gifts. Yeah. Because now that, if you were to ask me, like if I started CrossFit now, it'd be the recovery gifts. Talking lacrosse balls, foam roller, deep blue rub. It really is. We have is it a Theragun? It's not Theragun brand, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, where you can like really pinpoint the
A
muscles and it's
massage
like
gun.
shooting into you.
It's got 4 or 5 different head attachments to it. So.
And don't knock, seriously.
Lacrosse ball.
That's actually one of the first things that I bought when I started CrossFit off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Was just a
these
weight
are like
lacrosse ball.
50 cents.
Yeah.
Something like that. $1.
You can literally take this into any part of your sore muscles. Mine are through my shoulders. You can lay on them, do it up against a wall, on the back, and
Shoulder
do like
blades.
that range of motion through it. You can put it on your butt cheeks. Like these are under your feet. You would not even, obviously, duh, we don't think about it, but we do a lot of stuff to our feet on the daily that reverberates up your legs, right? And we don't give a lot of love to our feet.
Well,
so
if you think about how you use muscles, right? If you use muscles, usually the muscles get tight and sore. Well, we use our feet for what, 10,000 steps is what most people try and hit a day, right? And so, some more, some less, and some, jumping and stuff like that, depending on what they're doing. So, I mean, you're getting a lot of miles on your feet, even though we're in a modern age and do a lot of driving and stuff still. So when your muscles get tight, that starts affecting like how you're pulling and where's your ankles, like how's the muscles in your ankles moving. Is your feet canting out like this, which is causing the ankle to, dive in or, all that sort of stuff. So if you loosen up the feet,
I need to do it today.
It's a great way to just put you in an overall more healthy position in life when you're standing and moving around and stuff like that, right? But starting there, and then like calves, you can work your calves here. I'll take this to work and I'll put it in like my low back. I know like smaller muscles in your neck, you can put it up against the wall and or lay down on the ground and you just kind of move your head around. So lacrosse ball is a very versatile mobility tool. And it's the cheapest thing you can do. So if you don't have a whole lot of money, stocking stuffer. Stuffing stuffer. It's like less than $5. I would imagine. I would pretty much bet that you can find this on Amazon for less than $5 easy. So that's a good one.
We don't have the foam roller in here. All of them are out in the gym.
No, but
they have different sizes, shorter ones, longer ones, softer ones, ones that have ridges, firmer ones. And again, it's just rolling out the sore parts of your body, basically. Lower back, butt, quads, lats, when you do pull-ups.
So I personally like the smaller ones because you can get it into kind of more spaces.
That was a stinky burp.
Sorry. More spaces in your body, like the muscles and stuff that are sore. Excuse me. So, you can kind of put it into a better position, whereas the long ones are kind of cumbersome and weird to kind of move around sometimes, and to get them into the right spot to hit the muscle that you're trying to hit. But foam roller, and a lot of people think you need to move around with a foam roller.
I know.
If you find the sore spot and you just sit, that will also help. So, I know a lot of people don't like doing quad and stuff like that because it hurts. Find the muscle in the teardrop of your quad or whatever and just kind of sit there and breathe through it and let it relax. When you're stretching and doing mobility, guys, it takes 30 to 45 seconds for your muscle to even understand that it is not under attack so that it can actually relax and get that flexibility. Okay, so you grabbing something, you're like, oh, okay, I feel better. Like, that's not doing anything for you. So give her some, even if you donate 5 or 10 minutes and do that a day, you will feel so much better. And I'm saying that to you guys because it's something that I need to do that I don't do as much as I need to. So
now, this is one of my favorite tools to use is Deep Blue Rub. So I work with doTERRA essential oils, full disclosure. I have long before CrossFit? I don't know, it's been 10 years. It's been a long time. This is like icy hot. So if you have icy hot, it smells like that peppermint camphor, is that how you say it? Smell. It's a soothing, cooling sensation on your skin. The difference is with the essential oils that are plant-based, coming from the earth, helps to break that blood-brain barrier. Yep. I didn't want to say it fast and screw it up. And actually helps your body start to heal itself. So we all get the aches and pains, right? With my knee, my wrist, we'll have back aches. I mean, as we get older, we just have those aches and pains. The rub is phenomenal. They also have an oil that you can use to add a little bit of oomph. They have a pill that you can take. My grandfather used to take it for his arthritis and restless leg syndrome. With this, a little bit goes a long way. This bottle, it's 4 fluid ounces.
Yeah.
$45. But we've had this same tube probably for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Because you use literally a drop of it, and that's enough.
Yeah.
And then please wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes or your privates or anything like that.
Your privates.
Just saying. I'm just saying. But this is, I mean, I swear by this stuff. When my knee is super achy, I put it on last night and this morning because I guess this week has just been a lot for me.
Yeah, I will say, like, I've never, before I met her, I never used any sort of an essential oil or anything like that. And now it's pretty much exclusively what I use. Yeah. Unless I have, like, a really bad headache or something that just won't go away, then I might take some Tylenol or something. But
we have them for headaches, burns,
there's a lot of different essential oils and stuff. But the deep blue, you know, lavender for burns and stuff like that. We use lavender on Gabriel for his skin, his eczema. You know, I've used melaleuca and stuff to help with like dandruff and you know, stuff like that.
Frankincense.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of oils that we use a lot. But the deep blue is by far the best muscle rub anything I've ever used. I've used Bengay, I've used Tiger Balm, I've used Icy Hot, I've used capsaicin, which is awful, just burns for the sake of burning. I've used all that sort of stuff, and this is by far the best.
It's the only one I've used for
I
a
don't
long
think
time.
I've ever had to use it more than once.
Yeah. That's good.
Like usually it's like, okay, put it on, go to sleep. The next morning I wake up and feel better.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what sort of witchcraft they have going on in there, but
it's plant.
highly recommend
It's from the earth. Like it's not.
Yeah, and it's that's what I think I like the most about it is it's not a medicine.
I mean, the first ingredient's water, but then it's wintergreen, the camphor, like
there's
bark
a lot
oil,
of just different essential oils and stuff in here.
Peppermint, eucalyptus, ylang ylang, blue chamomile, blue tansy, helichrysum. Yeah.
So it's great, all plant-based stuff,
Yeah.
but it actually works, which is what I like the most about it.
For sure.
Anything else?
Shameless plug for doTERRA.
Yeah.
I love them. You guys tell us if there's something that we missed. If you are already like a geardo and you have all the things,
Hats.
and you think,
Hats.
do you think of something that we missed? I mean, comment below. Like people like the headphones for when they're running and working out. Some people like headbands. You know, when I had
English is hard.
my surgeries for my
Cancer.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's the type of cancer I had, but yeah.
Whatever, carcinomas, right?
Basal cell carcinomas, thank you. And I couldn't go out in the sun. I would wear these because the hat would be too much pressure for my scars. And I would wear the headbands to keep them covered and protected. So they have lots of different designs for that. And I try really hard whenever we do any workouts outside to wear a hat now and sunscreen.
Yeah, I mean, hats are good. I'm very practical and into the gear and stuff. So like, this hat has little notches right there. It's actually called Notch is the brand for your sunglasses. So I can wear these and I don't have to worry about the bill of the hat pushing down on my sunglasses and stuff like that. I have my cowboy hat that everybody loves so much. that is just a good all-around hat. Covers me from the sun during the summer or whenever, because the sun's out also in winter. But but then it also has a strap, so if it's super windy, I can just strap it down. I don't have to worry about it blowing off my head.
Water bottles are always fun.
I'm very practical. Yeah, water bottles.
I mean, there's different types
everybody's
of
got their
shaker bottles,
their thing.
water bottles. I mean, mine, it's just an RNF.
It's like a,
My
hers is
Rodan
like a
Appeals, my
Stanley.
skincare. Yeah.
But she got it from the company that she works, the skincare.
But then we have a couple, you can get shaker bottles and get them engraved.
Yeah.
I know we have one that has our logo on it and it says Coach Whitney.
Yeah,
So
I have that one there
those
too.
are fun too. I mean, so many different things.
Yeah. That's a
probably go
super
on
personal.
forever.
Yeah, it's a super personal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is just the fitness stuff. If we got into not fitness stuff, I can.
Oh my gosh.
I
This
can-
would probably be like 4 hours long.
I can talk about all the different things and why I think what I think about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, water bottles is a good one. Definitely stay hydrated.
Ooh, this thing's washed.
So
Welcome. I'm like, why do I? Oh, that's going home.
So water, definitely make sure you're drinking enough. Most people, you should be drinking about a gallon of water a day for base hydration. And most people are severely dehydrated.
That's our welcome gift is a shaker bottle. Drink
Yeah.
more water, please.
Yeah, definitely. So there's that. You can always go with hoodies and jackets and stuff like that. Again, I'm very bougie, and when it comes to that sort of stuff, so I like buying good stuff that's gonna last me.
Yeah.
But I don't like buying. I like stuff that has multiple uses, like things that I can like layer up and stuff to get varying levels of warmness or dryness out of life. So again, I can go on forever. So
We'll cut it off there, sir. Sir. You guys, thank you for sticking with us if you watched it all. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. If you are coming out to CFC, we only have one class at 9 a.m. It's going to be Thanksgiving with the girls. So come out, invite your friends and family. It's free to everybody. There's scales for everybody.
Yeah.
Come and join us. And if you have any questions on any of the things that we talked about, let us know.
Yeah, comment down below. And maybe I'll make a video of things that are not
You can do it on
fitness
its own.
gifts that you could buy your man, since my wife does not want to be involved in that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comment down below or shoot us a message. If you guys like this sort of stuff, then like and subscribe. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. Stay fit, stay safe. See you next time.
See you guys.